Jesus Christ can make you do like the whole you. It's really simple like 1 + 1 is 2.
Kuna wale watu wa upita wana overtake, like there are those people who overtake you, like they're in a hurry, they rush, then all of a sudden you see them entering in a trauma zone or wanaingia kwa bar. Sasa unabaki ukijiuliza, was that necessary? Shida wa Kenya ni nini? Vyako iliingia lane fulani, matatu mbili zikafuata, so he decided to do the same. You have to be adventurous, so I decided to watch and nifuate, maybe they wanajua another route. So while we followed Bullens, the first person we were following kumbe yeye alikuwa anaenda home. So he arrived at his place, opened the gate, entered. So sisi tulibaki hapo matatu tatu. So ilibidi tumegeukia hapo na tukarudi. So I think that day I learned that unless I also have an idea of the road, I don't just blindly follow people trying to escape a jam. So hello guys, my name is Collins Kiro. I'm representing Blessed Media Brands. Here we learn, we travel, we brand. We learn topics to deal with travel and what happened in our roads. We learn things to do with branding and the branding business. If you want a van or if you want a chauffeur, you can always reach out. If you want branding, if you want a hood branded, if you want a cape branded, if you want a graphic design, any graphic design, welcome to this channel. If you're new, you can like, you can share, and you can subscribe. Yeah, so today's topic might be a bit controversial. It might be, no, it will definitely help. Today's topic is going to be about the tricks to survive in Kenya as a driver, or the tricks to survive better as a driver in Kenya. So these are some certain tricks I've learned while being a driver, while being a PSV driver. So we all learn different things, but these are the ones I've learned. So you can always feel free to comment yours down there. But all in all, let us learn. So first question I'm going to ask, kuna wale watu wa upita wana overtake, like there are those people who overtake you, like they're in a hurry, they rush, then all of a sudden you see them entering in a trauma zone or wanaingia kwa bar. Sasa unabaki ukijiuliza, was that necessary? Shida wa Kenya ni nini? Yeah, so that was just a question. I don't know if you ever encountered that, but there are some people who rush and overtake. Before I continue, so the Eastern Bypass was made recently. It has really weird U-turns. So if you're not careful, you might find yourself in the inner lane, which is supposed to be used to make a U-turn. So if you're driving along the Eastern Bypass, you can be careful. Whenever you reach a U-turn, it is made in a way that it bends towards the outside. So usijipate ukienda straight. You find yourself in the inner lane and you're going straight, you've just bypassed your lane. So that was just a tip while you're driving to Eastern Bypass. So let's go to some of these things that we need to learn, or the tips that I've learned. So the other thing is about black spots. I know you've heard a lot about black spots, or maybe you've learned from your childhood what black spots are. So, but just to make it clear, I know someone might not know, but black spot is a place or an area marked by a particular trouble or a problem. So see place ya mashetani, it's not an evil place or a place where the devil sets a carpet. So it's just a place that is marked with a certain trouble. So yengine tulikuwa tunaambia that it was a place for the devil, no. The other thing, I don't know if you shaijipata kwa situation you're on your lane but an oncoming traffic is overtaking. So I don't know what you usually do, like someone is overtaking and you find yourself as the oncoming traffic and you have no place to go. So for me, if you find yourself in such a situation, the car that is oncoming is overtaking and you're right on your track, saa zingine inakuanga poa kuwa wise. You don't have to die while you're trying to prove that you're teaching him a lesson. Tunaanzanga kuwasha mataa. So instead of switching on your lights or giving the warning, and there's a shoulder and there's a roll shoulder by, sometimes it's just I know it shouldn't, it's not, I know it is, the driver is in the wrong, but just for your own sake, you can always just get out of the way, let him overtake in peace, and you continue. It doesn't reduce any gangster points, or it doesn't reduce, I don't know, it doesn't make you less of a driver. So sometimes you just have to understand that not everyone is not everyone follows the rules, but just for your sake, no need die. Hakuna haja kufa ukijifanya wewe ni mzee and you're trying to teach the other guy also. So if you encounter that, it's always advisable sometimes toka tu cha overtake, mostly ukipatana na basi ama nini. So the other thing is you risk your life while driving on the inner lane or the right lane. Tunaambiwa in Kenya, keep left unless overtaking. But now the problem you find some people, some drivers are in the right or the inner lane of the highway. So he's driving slowly, and that is the fast lane. So you always risk your life driving at the inner or the right lane, the one that is set for fast moving traffic. So by any chance, if you wanna cruise, if you wanna drive slowly, just go to the left, keep left, manze. Keep on the lane, keep in the last left lane. The other thing is, it will save you a lot, is make sure you always communicate with other drivers. So there are several ways of communication. You can use your phone, you can use lights, all these are taught in the driving school, but it's good to always communicate. So never assume whatever you are doing, the other driver knows or the other driver is aware. So it's good if you communicate by any of these methods. So in case, let's say you wanna enter a junction, you wanna like leave the road, or you wanna allow another driver to pass, you can always use your lights. Unamwambia nimekubali, like you can pass. So never assume that he knows and do something randomly or abruptly. Utalimana. So the other thing is, it's always good to be humble on the road. Sijui mbona tunaumangwa while you're driving kwa jam, kuna watu they take things personal. Like ukikuja uingiwe, unajua unajaribu kukatalia, like sijui, I don't know which point you always try to prove, but sometimes ina causingi road rage and sometimes ina cause accidents. So it's always good to be humble. Kama mtu amekuingia, acha akuingie and you continue with the life. So I don't know what we usually feel like we're less of men or less of a Kenyan, I don't know, but it's good just to be humble. Kiingiwa itikia. So the other thing I learned is about the jam. So kukiwa na jam, the lane always at the far left moves faster than the inner lane, unless there's an accident. So the lane far left is always the one moving faster, that is in Kenya, than the other lanes, unless there's an accident. But when there's an accident, the lane that is blocked always moves faster than all the other lanes, because all the cars from this lane are going to try to enter the other lanes. So as they enter, as they go to the front and join the other lane, it means these drivers will allow these people to get in. So definitely that is my experience. I don't know if it happens to you, but I don't know if you've taken the time to investigate that, but that is how it happens. So the other thing is, don't blindly follow drivers while they're escaping the jam. So you never know where people are going. There's a day at I think Kimende, I saw two matatus. Niliona matatu mbili zimeamua kutafuta another route ya escape jam. No, a personal vehicle iliingia lane fulani, matatu mbili zikafuata. So he decided to do the same. You have to be adventurous. So I decided to watch and wafuate, maybe they wanajua another route. So while we followed Bulems, the first person we were following, kumbe yeye alikuwa anaenda home. So we arrived at his place, opened the gate, entered. So sisi tulibaki hapo matatu tatu. So ilibidi tumegeukia hapo na tukarudi. So I think that day I learned that unless I also have an idea of the road. I don't just blindly follow people trying to escape a jam. So the other thing is, it's good while you're driving at the Superhighway, it's good to anticipate lane changes. So if you want to go faster at a distance, as in, you always look far ahead, so you can always note the lane that is likely to move faster than the other. So ukiwa mbali unaweza jua the speed that this is moving and this one, that is, if it is 3 lanes, you can decide which lane I'm going to shift if there is traffic in all of them 3. So utajua ni gani inakaa kusonga, so that ufuate hiyo. So that helps. So in Kenya it is not about the fast car, it is not about the speed your vehicle has, but it is about the skill and the timing. So if you know how to time and know how to look ahead, that is the difference between reaching fast in Kenya, not about the fast cars. Because you might have a fast car and utapata jam, hautajua kutime and you'll remain behind. So the other thing is also in the highways, never accelerate to change a lane if you've not confirmed what is ahead. So hapo ndo unafanyanga unajipata umeingia gari nyuma. So the other thing is, you always plan to overtake early. For example, if you drive on a two-way, so mostly utapata kuna watu huku wametulia, like they just peep, like they wanna tumoga tu wana peep and they always see the front na lakini, but there are others who are like they're always in and out, checking in and out. So believe me, for me, I think the best way is you just you can peep from afar, but you can always peep when you're closer. But it's good to peep from afar, but the habit of as you just like this, so one time you can do like this, and while you're doing that you find yourself meeting with the oncoming traffic. So even as you're planning to overtake and if you're in a hurry, always look just far ahead. Si lazima ukifikia gari kwa mbele yako ndo unaanza kuchungulia. You can always peep from afar. So the other thing is never drive behind a matatu, like never drive too close to matatu with speed. So matatus can stand and stop anywhere at any time. So ukimfuata hivi anaweza amua kuona, he can see a passenger and decide, let me pick him. So kama umemfuata karibu utamlima. So the other thing is speed tricks, a speed gun. So sometimes you can always know where a speed gun has been set as a driver in Kenya. So I'll skip that one. So the other thing is, it is not always advisable, it is not even advisable to follow an ambulance. So it is not cool at all. Usione like it's a cool thing to follow an ambulance. It's not a cool thing. So even if you will feel well, it's not good. So the other thing is, don't drive close behind a lorry, mostly kwa hill ama pia kwa highway kihama. Sometimes I've witnessed hiyo hema inakuwa juu ikifunguka, ama sometimes if it's a lorry that carries sand or stones, sometimes you have the particles or the whatever hitting your car. So sometimes it's very risky. So the other thing myself I always avoid to maintain, nikiwa kwa highway, I always avoid maintaining a constant speed with a trailer. So a trailer usually has or going parallel to a trailer. So sometimes a trailer usually has blind spots. So the best thing I do is to make sure whenever I see a trailer, if I'm not going to pass it immediately, I either stay behind, and when I'm ready to pass it, I make sure I just head straight and pass it straight. So kuendanisha nayo spendi, because a trailer is a big thing, and sometimes you do not see who is this side or this other side. So the other thing is, don't push a boda right out of the way. Here's the right. I know sometimes it's frustrating when you see the road is clear and yet there's a boda guy coming. Yeah, but sometimes you can always communicate with the biker. If he allows you to overtake, it's okay, but never push never start hooting at a boda guy because he has the rights. So if you're going in a new route, it's always good to be cautious. Don't drive as usual, like the usual fast. So it's better if you go slow, because you do not know what to expect, or what is in certain corners, or what is new or something. So if it's a new road, go slow. Do not follow other drivers while overtaking, because sometimes unaweza ona watu wametoka wote and you're like, let me follow. So never follow a trail of overtaking vehicles unless you see that it's clear. So just don't blindly overtake because you believe in them, or you believe that they've seen ahead. So the other thing is, when you're approaching a police officer, it's always good to be courageous. I don't know, US is explaining. So if you feel sleepy, it's good. If you're very, very sleepy, you just look for a place to park, a safe place to park. Lalisha kiti, ulale. So never, so chocha that I can go some few kilometers. Some people have tried that and it has not ended well. So the other thing is, always consider these street kids. So mostly, if you've ever visited Rio or other places, these street kids who they direct you to park, or they are always around the parking spot. Always there, like they will direct you, then they will take care of your car, and in turn you can give them a 10 bob or 20 bob. So it's always good to be considerate. Some of these guys instead of stealing, they just decide, let me try my luck in these people. So if by any chance you're fortunate to have some cash, never ignore them. It's okay to just give them some cash, because at least that will not train to get, you're training them to do what? To earn. Like they now know that I have to do something so that I can get something. So please never ignore them. Okay, so another thing is, if by any chance you feel like you're under threat or you're being followed, if you drive and by any chance, I always go looking at the environment. I always go looking at cars behind me. I always go look. So if by any chance you notice that, or you feel like suspicious, like you're being followed. So there's one day I felt, or I suspected someone was following me. So nilijipata nimeenda kwa roundabout, and at the roundabout I went around it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. So but luckily, or it was just a bad premonition, or a bad suspicion, because he had no agenda with me. But at least I felt like I'm okay. So you can also do the same. Ukijipata karibu na rounda, go once, go twice. If you're being followed, obvious watashindwa watafanya nini. But in serious cases, you can just drive yourself into a police station if you feel unsafe. So the other thing is, if you drive with a closed window, you save a lot of fuel than driving with an open window. So the other thing, this one is just as a close up, that habit that as in we men are lucky. So those times when you're like, you want to help yourself, so you decide, I can park and help myself. So I was told, in case you never do that, you might get stuck. And maybe it's true. So the last one is, look at night. So at night, whenever you are driving and other drivers are like flashing you, so that's not a greeting. It is always, they're trying to communicate to you. They're telling you that manze zima full light. So if by any chance you see that, manze, it's always good just to unazima full light bana. Sometimes some other people don't see, but so please, it's just etiquette, and we're taught this. Whenever you meet other traffic, dim your lights. Yeah, so you help other drivers, see your peke yako. Each and every person is, you take care of others. So the final thing I can say, it's as a drivers, it's good to be careful, to be caring about others. If you find anyone in trouble, just take your time to help. Not everyone is evil, so you can always help if you can. Yeah. So those were the few tricks you can use. I believe I can get others in some time, but if you have others, you can always put them in the comment section. I can always do a next one for you and your experience on the road. So this channel, I told you, is all about learning. You can interact. Yeah. So if you're new, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've learned. See you another time. Cheers.
But Jesus, he died on the third, came back, so we can have the opportunity to repent. God wanna give you peace, but you want that Prozac. You take me at my word, that he can return that. Back to the devil, cause he the one that hate you. Either you wanna be free or you don't choose. Jesus Christ can make you do like the whole you. It's really simple, like 1 + 1 is 2.